All right, so this is my project management video. And so the first question is, of the 3 steps to initiating a project, which ones did you do most thoroughly? Which ones contributed to the project completion? Describe how they contributed. So I would definitely say that the one that I focused on most thoroughly was identifying the key stakeholder priorities. One of the biggest stakeholders in my project was the hospital itself, as well as the physicians who work at the hospital and those who donate to the hospital to help it continue to function, and whatnot. And then as well, patients and their families and all of those kinds of people. And I would say that it was actually this same thing that contributed most to my project completion, because with the stakeholders in mind and with their priorities understood, everything that we did had more of a focus, had more of a, we centered everything in the right way. We were more efficient with our time, and we were more effective in everything that we did. Next question was, which elements of the project schedule were most useful to you and why? So I would say the most useful element of the project schedule was the estimate duration and the sequence activities elements of it. And so this is because the project involved so many people from different departments of the hospital that it was really a big project and a lot going on. But with the schedule, with the sequence of activities, with the time duration well established, then all those different parties could work together in a cohesive way. It was easier to schedule with each other. It was easier to know what was going on at a larger scale, and to understand everybody's role and how they fit in, how they contributed to the project as a whole. Next question is, how accurately did the project completion process mirror the project schedule? Which areas of the process contingencies weren't included in the work plan? How did you meet these challenges? So I would say that the project actually mirrored the schedule very well. This is a project that the hospital does regularly, and it was my opportunity to help with it this time around, but it was something that they do often, and so it's not something new. It's something that they're already aware of and they've done before. So there wasn't much that wasn't included. There weren't many challenges in that regard. One thing that I guess I didn't really do much of was the risk management strategy, and nothing came up, and so the challenges were met pretty well. But for the future, to mitigate any negative response, I'd probably discuss a strategy with my supervisor and collaborate with the other departments, just so we could all be aware of what's going on. What did you learn about the project management process and about yourself that will inform how you manage projects differently in the future? If you choose to skip pieces of the process, what did you learn from that choice? So, big picture, I learned that failing to plan is planning to fail. And I didn't fail in this time around because I planned and I put a lot of effort into it, and so that's something that I learned that I'm going to keep doing moving forward, is to plan effectively in all of my projects. So some of the SMART goals that I have made to improve are: first, specific. I will have an explicit conversation with my supervisor about what I am responsible for and what is expected of me. Measurable, I will set a specific goal of how many people I want to visit, involve, etc. Again, depending on the project. And agreed upon, I will meet with my supervisor regularly to discuss my progress in the project. And then realistic, I will utilize the help of all the different departments so that we can work cohesively. And time bound, I will have everything completed in 2/3 the amount of time, maybe 3/4 the time that I have, so that I can finalize and verify everything that I have. So the last thing is identify a work or a non-work situation where you can execute your SMART plans. And really, I think that's really broad. I am currently volunteering in a high school mentoring program, And so these things I think are very applicable there in these goals that I have to help youth and people who are less fortunate in the community. So that's one application that I see outside of the work situation. So